inconsistencies in the side of government is what is affecting everybody here. Because I noticed, I can tell you several times, several ministers, metal trade or foreign affairs will go to Nigeria and say, listen, the GIPC law at 865 at 27 and 28 that restrict the foreigners from participating in retail trade are not meant for e-commerce citizens. It will take sometimes 3 months to open the lockup shops. However, this time is different to the extent that it was only the time the Nigerian government have shown much concern about the issue, because several letters and petitions have been written to the government, even to the ECOWAS Secretariat. And Ghanaian authority this time replied, because Nigeria, through the Minister of Information, said that enough is enough of this kind of harassment and treatment of our citizens in Ghana. And the next thing the Ghanaians did is to faulty everything they have said. And the fact is that everything that we are written there is fact. And that is what the Nigeria Minister of Information quoted. They're all facts. In fact, recently after the closure of the shop in 2019, on 2nd December precisely, they pulled down a building a building in the premises of residence of Nigeria High Commission in Ghana, which nobody anticipated. We have not seen things like that before, because everybody was like, oh, when you are in an embassy or high commission, you are in another person's country. But Ghanaian went there. Let me say that the police headquarters in which they put that building is just about 5 minutes walk. I didn't say drive, I said walk. In fact, if you walk through that street to the other end, the only thing that is, holding the boundary between that street and the police headquarters in Accra is just express road, which have 4 lanes. That is it. So when you cross that road, you are inside the police headquarters. And the Ghanaian police failed even to do what? Protect that building. This is the sign. And I was so happy when it happened like that, because I told you, child affair, if it have happened to you, what about us who have nobody to protect? So after all back and forth, the coming of the speaker and even visitation of the vice president, which everybody promised they're going to do something about it, those shops are still local as we speak. And therefore, as a leader, having done everything in my own power and capacity, and the suffering are still around my people, I then call for evacuation. And I want them to be evacuated because we have started losing people, maybe from hunger or healthcare or something like that. People live and manage themselves, especially those who have terminal diseases. They use money to control and manage their life. When those monies are not forthcoming, it's likely they have to develop that sickness at a high rate or die. And some cases have come to me, and they told me that this guy died not just because he hanged himself or something hit him, but he don't have adequate money to take care of himself, after he got sick, and therefore he died. Another one, some children from some home have also died. I said, listen, I can't continue hearing this news because I really can't do nothing about it. I don't have that enough fund to take care of over 155 families, up to 752 persons, which based on the last count we did. So the best thing for us to do now as a union and as a leader is to call for the evacuation. Officially, I'm sending the letter to the High Commissioner by next week. And I have pre-informed them about the situation. And I also have told our people, my leader in Nigeria, this is the situation. And he also promised that he will also be writing to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And that is where we are now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Obviously, for us to progress here, question that one would want to ask is, we all know that Femi Gbajabiamila came to, was in Ghana.
Yeah.
So what is the, does that mean the visit of Femi Gbajabiamila bore no fruit?
Yeah, for now, I don't know whether it bores any fruit or not, because it may be that maybe they would have, arrested all of us, and they have said something that have allowed them to leave us to stay. However, the truth still remains that those shops that were closed before he visited were still closed now after he visited. And truly, he did a great job, because he had time to speak and had hear from us, have interaction with us. And after he left, his SA, was still in touch. Even as we speak yesterday, I tested him and he replied. We always chat. And I remember the first week they went to Nigeria, he told me they left to Nigeria, told me they are going, and I should send a letter, everything which we did. And that letter will get to the presidency. And after a while, they published that article, quoted everything we said in the letter, which were, of course, a great job they did. However, those shops are still closed. That's the problem.
Okay, so now the shops are closed. So now you think the best option now is for Nigerians in Ghana to evacuate back to Nigeria.
Yes, look at it from this angle. Some of the set of the shop were closed 2nd December 2019. Now we are raising the dust before the COVID came in. In the COVID, there's a lot of lockdown, nobody moves, and every other thing. Of course, you should remember, or you should know that because of the COVID, so many families went into trauma, a lot of problems. There's a great shortage of money. And imagine these guys have not done any business for 3 months. Now, this period of COVID lasted between March and mostly, I think, June, July. Of course, nobody was doing business until now. How much will you have in a bank account that you have not exhausted now? So have almost 1 year, 1 full year. Even though there's others that were just closed last in August, which is now 2 months. But those first batch of 1 year now is those where we're having more serious problems. And even yesterday, I have executive meeting, and I'm now calling for a kind of help. We'll have to get the approval from the National Council emergency meeting on Monday, so that we can put it on air, anyone that can help. Don't forget, there's a time Dele Momodu have sent some tokens, and what happened is that some of the members that are doing better is now helping, because I have 2 people that have reported telling me that they are taking care of some families, and that is where I have challenge here. What are they saying? You should also come. I don't have that money to do that. So it's a big problem. That is the option now for us to do. If the government were able to, get any kind of solution, fine. If they have no solution, the best thing is to take those families back home. Let them find a way of starting their life. I think that is the best.
So in this in this evacuation conversation now, have you made any, or have your organization, have you people made any effort to meet with the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana, and what are their position in terms of the evacuation?
Okay. Yes, we have met with them. I privately met with the charge d'affaires, and we discussed about it, and she told me that she's going to, do what she's supposed to do, get, the people informed. Of course, this, they are bureaucracy thing, government to work in. You send letter, you wait for reply and all those things. So I believe she will be doing that. And I have waited for 1 week. Of course, I understand this is the Independence Celebration Week, so not much. I have not heard anything from her, though I sent her WhatsApp. I think 3 days ago she replied. However, by next week, I should be there most often to get a result or respond of what she have done and next line of action.
Okay. So as it is today, once more, what is it that one can concretely, obviously we know that the federal government or the National Assembly have come in. Are there any other help that you guys have probably gotten from any state governor, any of the organizations? Obviously, you also mentioned that Dele Mahmoud has come to the rescue of some families.
Mm.
Are there other people that are also coming to rescue? Because for families now, as you said, that some of them are sick and they cannot afford to pay the hospital bills, and they are all wanting to evacuate to Nigeria. Now, in conclusion as well, are you able to put figures to the number of people you are looking at evacuating?
Yes, first I told you 155 family precisely. Secondly, we can count it based on family numbers, and we get 752.
Wow.
As it stand now. Yeah.
So 752 people are, well, that's indeed a very high number of people wanting to evacuate Ghana.
Yes, this particular individual, we had people at a particular sector. Actually, it's not just in a town, but just one geographical location. And that's where the whole thing was affected. And that is why we are working on them, So other people are still considering maybe leaving or staying. So, but it all depends on where you find yourself, because this particular individual where the shop were closed in December last year. Other people that were closed last 2 weeks, and the task force work for only 3 regions as we speak now. So they have closed only in 2 regions. One region, they haven't closed any shop. I think that's why I told you the work of the honorable speaker, the visit may have yielded a lot of fruit, though we are not seeing it, because it was at that point that he came, and after his departure, or he left, the whole thing calmed down a little bit. But those shops that were closed continue closed.
So you obviously highlighted now that some certain sectors or section of the business is being affected. So what is that sector that is that is being affected?
Yeah, that is those selling mobile phones as an accessories, computer
Okay.
accessories and mobile phone accessories. That area.
So why are they the most hit in this so to say conflict?
Yeah, I cannot really say, but one thing I can say is that they were at the heart of the town. In fact, it wasn't even a market. That place used to be where normally people use for entertainment, and a lot of things start to happen, and the government, clears those places up. So buildings that are here, they are now converted to, shops and business centers, and that's where they are. Unfortunately, it seems like because of the nature of the place, Nigerians have more shops there than Ghanaians. And those little Ghanaians that were there start, agitating. And you can see that when you find maybe a child in the midst of 3 foreigners, you can now start also being afraid of a lot of things. However, that shouldn't be the case, but that is the case now. based on the fact that I think Nigerians are more at that particular sector, it become an issue, and they now start fighting the Nigerians. This is not the first time their shop have been closed. The shop have been closed earlier and I think opened. Then, in fact, most of the time you see the Ghanaian agitating, demonstrating, doing all manner of things. That is exactly the place. So there's maybe 3, 4, 5 places like that in Ghana where Nigerians are mainly in business. So, but that particular place is very, very different. There are more Nigerians than Ghanaians. Yeah.
And what is that place called, sir?
It's called Kwame Nkrumah Circle. It has a lot of names based on the street. Called Tito Lane, somewhere Alejo Station. So it's just a kind of one particular geographical location area.
Okay. Now, there are people online or people basically commenting on this, and they say that this is not the first time that such conflict comes up in Ghana, that it is a reoccurring decimal whenever election is around the corner. Is there any fact to this?
Yes, there's a fact to it. There's a fact because in 2007, when it started, election would be held in 2008. So it started in 2007. So after that one, we moved to 2012. Then there has been a new government. And 2013 early, they changed the law, moved it from 300,000 capital base to $1 million. And it had been like anytime they raise the arm, the Nigerian government will intervene. And when they intervene, things will come down. And it has been like that. However, from 2013 to now, we have when the new government came in 2016, everything died off for 2 years. So in 2018, they started. It was then that we demonstrated in Abuja, and it took about 3 months to open. That one happened in a city, in Ashanti region, a city called Kumasi. And we are struggling since then till now. Since that 2018, it will be this or that, that or this, and until this one happened in 2019, and subsequently added in 2020. Yeah.
And the Ghanaian government have, as you pointed out before, they are requesting $1 million, he said.
Yes, that is what they are saying is the issue. But believe you me, that is not the issue. That is what they're saying, that we are violating their law. But you know, when you have a certificate of commence of a business, what law again are you violating? And you have this commence business, you have your tax agency registered, and they are collecting their tax, paying the premises where you are, everything. In fact, even the major one that happened, those people locked up in December, they came in around July to assess them and give them tax to pay for business they did not do. And these people went on, start paying. I see so many receipts of taxes being paid. And I tell you, my brother, the tax in Ghana here is not a child joke. You can pay as much, it depends, even personal tax, you know, I think it's 15 or 25% of income and all those things. So they take tax here very seriously. And if you must do business here, you have to pay the tax. And as a union and the leadership have made it clear to all of us that if you want to stay in Ghana, be law-abiding citizen, you must pay your taxes. So and our people is complying. So after that, then they came back and locked the shop. And that is what makes the people mad. Matter of fact, they have brought all their goods in and everything was locked in. So this time is very serious. Yeah.
So, but again, for clarification here, are there people actually paying you $1 million?
Yes. The $1 million, I cannot go and ask everybody, but I know it used to be 300,000, as I said earlier, in 2012, before they revealed to 1 million. It used to be $300,000 in 2012.
We are paying $300,000.
Yeah, it's not paying, it's actually a capital base. but you have to show it physically in the bank or in the goods. It's not as if that you go and they say, pay this money and stay. No. What they are saying is that you have to come in with such an amount of money as a foreigner coming to their country. And our issue is that we, as member of ECOWAS citizens, should not be referred as what? As foreigners, and which is well understood. ECOWAS protocol explained that. So they used to register us limited liability, which we have to pay receipt $5,000 or is 0.5% of the 1 million. So that is what you have to register with the Register General, that is CAC in Nigeria. You have to also pay another 0.5% of the 1 million to register with the GIPs, the Ghana Investment Promotion Council, making it 10,000. This money must be paid. But we say we cannot pay the GIPC one because we are not a member of, we shouldn't be referred as a foreigner in this country because Ghanaian citizens also enjoy such privileges in Nigeria. There is a lot of Ghanaians doing businesses in Nigeria, and we are not charging them like foreigners. So it's well understood for a while until recently, because I can tell you without missing word that the government of Ghana used to protect our interests, because most of the shops being closed are not only closed by the authorities. Some of them were closed by the locals.
So that means, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Some of them were closed by the local traders.
Okay.
So, and when it happened like that, the authorities will now come to our aid. So, but this particular one, based on the fact there's an election coming, and this new government, before they came to power, have told the Ghanaian business guys that we are going to remove all the foreigners from the market when we take over power. Then when they came to power again in 2018, the people start agitating, and they now find out that it's not as easy as that, because the people they want out of the market are Nigerians, not really foreigners. So we have this issue. What kind of break the back of the camel is the fact that after the border was closed and they did little effort to give them preferential treatment, which Nigeria was at age of granting them, this COVID came, and they now feel that they are losing a lot of money because their trucks that are moving goods to Nigeria cannot enter, and those trucks convey goods of their maybe sponsors. So the government now, okay, if this is the case, let also, however, retaliated. Of course, this is not in the news, but this is what happened, because anytime, anywhere you go, they will ask you whether Nigeria have closed their borders. So that is the new dimension of it.
So there is an unspoken retaliation here. That's what you are insinuating.
Yes, that of course is true.
So they are retaliating on Nigeria for closing their borders, and the federal government of Nigeria, from all indications, are not giving you people the needed help.
We already, even the closing of the border affected us much, because these land borders are where our goods normally travel from. And if they close it, it just means that they are giving us problem.
So the closure of the border did not only affect the Ghanaians, it affected the Nigerians.
Because it affects Nigerian traders more. Yeah.
Affected Nigerian traders more.
Yeah, of course. It's only if you have been told. I work under Barrister Ken Okoha. He's the national chairman or president of National Association of Nigeria Traders. And the the investigation they made said that they have over 2,500 trucks stuck in the borders of Nigeria. And I tell you, those 2,000 trucks, about 2,300 belong to Nigerians.
Wow.
So it's actually affected Nigerians more than any other foreigners. That is the point.
And there were,
you know, yeah, you know, we in Nigeria, we develop shock absorber of endurance. Keep on looking for new way to survive. If this road closed, another one must open. and
and there were no pre-warning or information before the borders were closed.
no. You just maybe submit your documents. You want to cross your truck tomorrow, and by next morning, the custom officer is nowhere to be found. And you ask, they told you they have gone to meet it, and they are waiting for them to return. They told them no goods are crossing anywhere, and the custom officer will just decide to go on holiday that week. The big man. And he go to say, so you have not come to work. And he thought he will be coming next Monday. And that's where we are till today. Don't forget that it was August last year.
Wow, that's 1 year already. Okay.
1 year already.
We will be taking questions from participants. So if you have any question to ask Mr. Njenje, please, you can use the technology there to raise your hand, and you will be given the opportunity to ask questions. But before we take questions, or before we conclude, and I could, can I ask Mr. Njenje to put in direct terms, what is it that you, or rather Nigerians in Ghana, what is it that you are demanding from the government regarding the evacuation of 155 families, or which can be translated to 752 individuals to Nigeria? What is your direct demand in case if those in authority are watching this conversation this afternoon, that they would take action?
Okay. First of all, I have said it in several media, and I'm repeating it here. Migration is not a crime. People migrate based on so many factors. And some of us who find ourselves in Ghana, I cannot say that it's by accident. I have lived in Ghana for 25 years, imagine. When I left from Nigeria to Ghana, I was like hoping to spend 5 years, but see how it have tend to be. I would not like to leave Ghana unplanned. However, situation may warrant that. Our shops, to be open our shop for us to go back to our businesses is what we mostly wanted. That is what I and my members like. But now, having seen that for over 1 year, some shops are still closed, we have no option. If the option is to take us home, so be it, because that stands better now. So many families are suffering and they cannot access anything that money can buy because of the limitation they have around them. Family, in fact, so many people have started helping, from family to even a town union. I heard that some people from Ozobo have sent some money, whether it's true or not, I have not seen it. And I also heard that people from Oka or KTT is also planning to send to their own brothers. This is the situation for you to know how bad it had been. So the authorities, if they cannot, through diplomacy to open those shops, let them evacuate those people here for now.
Okay, thank you. So we must thank you once more for all the efforts yourself and your organizations are making. I have one question here from Chinanyemba Uzuku. He says that, do you, as an organization, do you have a proper document, do you have the documentation that can ascertain the values of your assets that you have in Ghana as it stands today, in case if there is any further situations?
Yeah, as a union or as a business owners. Most of the companies, most of the families that in question have companies that they have registered with Ghana authority, and that is what I have made clear earlier. For our union is registered with Ghana Registry General, so we are operating legally.
No, it's not about your organization. I mean, it's about the assets of
Yeah.
Nigerians. Are they, are they documented? Because these are I mean, obviously there is ECOWAS protocol, but also Nigerians could actually, if these assets are documented, they can say, well, as of today, Nigerians in Ghana have assets worth 15 trillion, what how much that might be in case of any legal action in the future.
Okay. As asset documentation, is individual. We are not collectively putting everything together, but in the last meeting with those people in the circle, I have told them to assess or put in record whatever value they think is in their shops, because it may go a long way to help us. But what they may say now is that our shop is locked and our papers are inside. So I believe if proper thing is done, they will have it based on that, because it's possible they knows what their value or what is. Yeah.
Well, I think it would be, it would also help if, as an organization that you lead, if you could also tell them to ensure that there is proper documentation as to the value of their assets, because no one knows how this whole brouhaha would eventually play out. Now, again, can you clarify on the claims of repatriation, for example? So, that's another question from these chat box here. Can you please clarify the claims of reparation? So the claim is that you people want to come back to Nigeria based on the individuals that can no longer sustain themselves. Is that clear?
Yes, that is the issue there.
So
there's some Nigerians in next 5 years, they may not leave this country because we are not having direct problem with the government that Nigerians will leave Ghana. No, that is not the issue. But there is younger ones that their sustenance of their livelihood have been affected so much, and they think they cannot continue. For instance, a week ago, I spoke with one of their leadership in the sector, and he told me that they send money in daily basis to take care of some families. Such families should live to take proper care of themselves. You don't know Nigerians to be, we are not really beggars, because we are hardworking workers. Therefore, at this point, if other people are feeding your family, I think you have gotten to a point that you have to leave. There are some of us, even if we leave Ghana by choice, we still have assets here. And those assets will still remain, of course, And this is one of the problems we also face. This is one of the issues that also cause this problem, because Nigeria, they travel with everything they have. They travel with their building design, they travel with their food, they travel with even their music. So you can see some areas that the buildings that are there are Nigeria stylish type. So those guys, it's not going anywhere. And they cannot just throw those houses, or unless they have bigger one in Lagos or Abuja that they can live there. So those people are there. But there's other ones that will like to move now. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not, obviously I understand what you mean, but I mean, when one talks about the ECOWAS protocol, and from your estimation, there is no danger that the crisis might escalate to a point that people will lose their assets. I mean, you are from the Southeast Nigeria, and obviously it is fresh in our minds after the Biafran War, what happened to what they call the abandoned properties, where properties were obviously people could, when after the war came back, they could not get to their properties anymore. So, bearing that in mind, and the question thereof is, do you not consider that such issue might come where people might eventually lose any property or asset that they have in Ghana?
Yeah, I still have to repeat that. I'm not sure to get to that point, but life itself is risky. The chair that you are sitting on is just based on trust. Who told you that that chair will be strong enough to carry a weight? Therefore, you sat there based on the fact that you trust the wood or the iron. Everything is like that now, and we believe we are in the 21st century, where things are more, you can document things and they can go, you can go far to reclaim it if eventuality of somebody transpires on it. So most of the buildings that we live or we own may not be related to the companies that we registered. Maybe, and there's nothing like Ghanaians evacuating or saying that all Nigerians move. That is not the case now. We are the one who say that we want to go. Probably if the borders are open, it may not get to this even point because maybe many people have left. Because don't forget that the reason why people are stuck here is because of the movement is kind of limited. If we have a very free flow of movement, maybe what I would now be saying is that the government should open the shops for Nigerians to take their goods and leave. And that would have been easy. But the evacuation comes in even because we think that movement is totally limited now. And having been, out of business for a long time, maybe there also will get a free landing in Nigeria. Maybe institution will come to help those who will arrive and every other things. And this is what we want so that we will avert the catastrophes that may happen because of that movement.
Okay.
However, if you say everything and I'm not sure those who have buildings, of course, you are not paying rent, would like to go immediately. They will be going if they have maybe sold their property or put it in a good hand, which also is a plus. Because if I have a property and I've sold it and I'm having maybe 10, 20 million naira in my pocket, will I be calling you to send me vehicle to take me? I can charter any kind, go to my hometown and stay. So that is the point I'm making. So there's a categories. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for for your time. And in conclusion, before I let you go, we have seen in the last couple of weeks people from the computer village migrating down to Ebonyi State, signing a memorandum of understanding with Ebonyi State. Are you making any plans, or is there any plans in the making to probably click or link yourself with such arrangements where with any state governor that is willing to accept and accommodate you people and to also negotiate for such soft landing, that if need be that people are going to migrate back to Nigeria, maybe in the case of Ebonyi, because if the computer village in Ikeja is now having a branch in Ebonyi State, and I think that event happened about 2 weeks ago. So is that not something that you people might also consider?
That is awesome. I tell you, and that is making Nigeria very strong. I'm just hearing what you said for the first time. But I tell you what, I'm sure we will be highly glad. We will be glad to hear that if there's any state government that are giving us such, opportunity.
I mean, if it's an opportunity that you think would benefit your people, we can take this conversation offline. Let's see how we can interface with the Ebonyi State government and see what they can offer. I mean, you are the the chairman of the organization in Ghana. Therefore, it's something that I think you could also pursue.
No problem. No problem. Because take it or leave it, we are not going to live here all our life. If you look at me now, at this point, I think you should be thinking that I will be coming home. very soon. And sincerely, that is my plan.
Anyway, thank
So,
you. Okay. So once more, thank
oh,
you very much for joining us, right?
thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm
So,
grateful.
and on that note, I will say thank you very much for joining. Once more, this broadcast is brought to you by Njenje Media TV. So we have spent the time to x-ray the issue that has to do with our brothers and our sisters in Ghana, as it concerns those of them that are willing and ready to come back to Nigeria. The conversation will continue. We hope to find a lasting solution to this, because what is happening in Ghana today, goes contrary to the philosophies that was pursued by late Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, the great legend. Today, things are appearing not to be working out properly with Ghana. Hopefully, in the nearest future, things might begin to improve. On that note,